What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on GearTube TV. And for today's video, we're going to look at how much I have invested into the Jeep project to this point. And I have everything set up here in my man cave. It's a little different environment from the garage. And it's a little bit of a mess because I'm trying to reorganize and redo my man cave. So yeah, I have this wall started. I have something that I want to add down towards the bottom there. I was thinking about the front end or a front bumper of something cut down. Just something different. And, you know, like I said, I'm trying to reorganize it here. These dressers are going to go. This is where I want to put a bar over here on this side. And pretty sure I'm getting rid of the pool table. And then section that off there where the water heater is. So yeah, let's pull up a chair and we'll get right into the video. Alright guys, so if you see my Instagram, you know that I have a Jeep folder here, which has information about the Jeep from when Guitarmageddon ZL1 had it, some of the items that it had previously. Let's see here. It has a comp cam. Let's see, the cam, it's a high energy hydraulic flat tappet, not for fuel injection. Part number 682004. Anyway, so it has some stuff about the Jeep from previous owners and some work that was done, as well as some of the information on oil filters, because it has an adapter on it, or a bypass, or whatever it is. And then my receipts here. So I have my phone covering up my name, but this is all the receipts, well, most of the receipts from buying the Jeep. And so what I did is I kind of lumped some of them together and I wrote everything down on this sheet here. So hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna try to make sure that it's close enough for you here. All right, so purchase price, I paid $3,500 for this Jeep. And with a new hood was $257. Tonneau cover and the bikini top was $100. The floor liners were $551. I could not believe that I paid that much for the floor liners. The floor liners that I have are just the front driver and front passenger, and I can't believe I paid that much for those. But I have the receipt, so I must have. Roll bar padding, 140. Seals, like tailgate seal, bezels for the headlights, some miscellaneous hood hardware, things like that, 160. Windshield frame, 260. Tailgate, 143. Monster liner, how much did I pay to paint my Jeep and bedline it? $375. The safari mirrors, miscellaneous switches, 150. The speaker pods that are in the front on the transmission tunnel, $70. 4 shocks, 120. New battery, 190. I didn't realize batteries were so expensive, but I have the receipt, so I feel like that's expensive for a battery. When I did the steering linkage replacement with the new bearing and the steering shaft bearing, and the new steering shaft and the linkage with the tie rod, all of that was $375. Fuel lines, fuel filters, and the belt, $65. On the next page, leaf springs for the 2.5-inch Skyjacker double military wrap, they were $675. New U-bolt spring plates for the leaf springs was $70. My new front drive shaft, $210. LED light bar, $120. Shackle bolts and bushings, $77. And I feel like that's cheap but I couldn't find the other receipt because some of the receipts get emailed. MORE, More Off-Road. That's where I got the shackles and what the boomerang shackles. That's what they're called. That's the receipt I have, so I just went with that. PRP racing harnesses, $260 for both sides. New front diff cover, $110. Lube blockers for front and rear, $45. Rock hard 4x4 rear bumper with tire carrier, $1160. Corbeau seats, right around $700. That was one that I got a partial sponsorship for. The Corbeau Trail Cats run about $850 to $900, I believe, for a pair, and I paid right around $700. Miscellaneous things, CB mounts, my actual CB radio, CB antenna, air filters, hood bumpers, some other little odds and ends. I put $200 down for that. New Sony head unit was $100. Speakers and amps have about $600 in that. For people that aren't familiar with my stereo system, I have 2 amps in the back, and I have a sub in the back, as well as the 2 speakers in the pods on the transmission tunnel. So I have a 4-channel amp where I use 2 of the channels for the speakers on the transmission tunnel, and I have a 1-channel amp to power the sub. So what total does this give us? Well, this gives us a total of $10,783. Now, I know that's not accurate because if you remember, I have a new rear diff cover. That must have been a receipt that got emailed. So add another 100 or so for the rear diff cover. Some other things that I bought that don't show. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Fuel cap, oil cap, a whole bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. So also the spare tire. I got a 5th tire and a 5th wheel. The combo of that was $200 and some odd. So realistically, we're looking at about $11,000 total invested in the Jeep. The sad thing is, if I were to try and sell this Jeep as it is, I would probably be able to sell it for anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 as it is. That's a hell of an investment I made. $10,783 plus a couple hundred. So realistically, $11,000 invested into the Jeep project, and yeah, so that was a pretty substantial investment that I've made in doing this Jeep. All I can say is I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it, and this is the first I've actually thought about the cost that was involved. Now, if you take out the Jeep, you know, take out the $3,500. Oh, I forgot. I also had the title transfer fees, and when I registered the Jeep to be able to drive, that was another almost $200. So yeah, definitely we're over $11,000. And when I think about the money, it's a tough pill to swallow because that's a lot of money that could be in my bank account or being used for whatever. But I love my Jeep, and I love working in the garage and working on the Jeep, and it's a labor of love. So you know, that's the thing. It's just, and they're constantly making little things that you want to buy, like the cup holders. You know, did I really need the cup holders on the Jeep? No. Sorry, I had to cut that out. I had to sneeze. And obviously you don't want to hear me sneeze on camera. So, yeah, anyway, from here in the man cave, I hope you got some information out of this as to what it takes to transform the Jeep from this to this. So there you have it. In closing, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for being subscribers and contributing. I'll have another video coming up in the very near future that's going to explain a leave of absence for me, and hopefully you'll be understanding and give that one a view. It'll be a fairly short video, not nearly as long as this one, but I just want you guys to be aware of something that's going on in my life. And you know, if you are still interested, please hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to get a hat, you can find the link up in the corner, or you can also look down below in the description. I have links to my merchandise. I really do love this hat, and I really do like my shirts. So I hope you will too. Please consider ordering and joining what we do here at GearTube TV. I thank you guys greatly, and I hope you're all happy, well, and healthy, and we'll see you at the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.